Hi everyone, let's go through our weekly, starting with BTC 4 hours, month of March, March 9th. Okay, so when we look at 4 hours, it seems that's consolidating around 69K level. So it spiked up and made new all-time high for some moments or some time, but not truly closed above new all-time high. So what we see is consolidation at breakout level. We'll see more when we look at the weekly at this 4 hour. Let's focus on the local pattern and immediate trend, and then we'll zoom out and see higher time frame. So this is definitely very bullish setup where this was the first attempt and there was a second attempt retracement, but retracement was not deep enough. Just to clarify, this level was raised, which was quite at a lower side after this drop. So this warning level was raised after this drop. So it went up. So this drop was not deep enough, as you could see. It didn't even go below R7 or this range. So this was not a threat by any means. This was very quick. So not easy, definitely, but not deep enough, which could have caused any trouble. And then immediately we can see that in matter of a day it recovered and then goes back. This was another big attempt. Breakout touched 70K. And then you can see that it's just sticking around, just sticking around. So as long as it breaks, as long as it stays in this range, there is no issue. If it breaks below 62,500, we consider as warning. What does it mean? That it's not a good sign if it breaks below 62,500. Does it mean it's a major risk? I wouldn't say, because the risk level is around 50,000 to 50 level. Then only there is major risk. So what does it mean? That means it can retrace up to 50K range and still it's okay. That's what it means. So why it is warning level? Sometimes it is good and a good idea to understand that we might end up in longer term consolidation if this level is broken. And secondly, if someone has good gains, then can take benefit, because if this level is broken, then it could go deeper, you know. So that's why we have two different levels. Let's zoom out and see if we see anything different. We can clearly see that there is a strong consolidation here at all-time high. Remember, this 68 69K range is all-time high range. This is like resistance by its own. You don't have to call it out. It is given, like it is obvious, because that's where the downtrend had begun, right? So that's why it's very natural that range is resistance. There's no need to call out separately. Okay, so I mean, this is so strong. When you look at closing price, you will understand what I mean. This consolidation and this consolidation, otherwise, it's absolutely like amazing move, like doubled without major. And this is also like very short consolidation to me. So this is amazing move, double like in no time. All right, so that's where it stands. So one day it looks strong. 4 hours is also looking good, indicating consolidation. Let's look at weekly. For weekly, we'll switch to different layout, I would say. So it is breaking above, as indicated. It is breaking above and heading up, following this arrow, right? So as I said, this is a range, and now it is trying to break above this range. Remember, there are different milestones. First, it broke about this, then broke about this, broke about this, broke about this. See, these are like stepping stones. You can imagine like a stair where the steps are not equal size, as you could see, and not unlike our home where each step is equal size. Here, the steps are of different height, but that's what you see, that it's actually climbing up, taking all these steps, and all the steps behind becomes the support. You see, so if you fall down, you get support at some one step, something like that. If you visualize, if you imagine something like that. So if it falls, then this is the step where you might stop. If this you fall, slide further, this is the step you might stop, and so on. So this is, so if you imagine stair with variant height, then it's easy to imagine. Okay, so now it is preparing for the upper move, and then I think this range is critical, which I mentioned, 75K to 85K range, which is very important, because this is where it could retrace very strongly. I would say, yeah, if I may draw trend line, so this direction is up, right? But if I may draw trend line, see, it could actually hit this one. I should use different color. Okay, so I can remove all this, clean up. Okay, so this is breaking out, and after this one, so maybe I'll just move a little bit like this. There's no fundamental change. And then we could see major retracement. And if I may, so it could go down up to this one, but that's important. So if you look at the confluence of this trend line and this level and the shape, I think this is a hotspot. You would agree that this becomes a hotspot. Very, maybe hotspot should be red. Yeah, this is a hotspot. So for now, I'm just indicating with a circle, indicating that if it start retracing, this is where it could retest, right? But still, it is uptrend. I'm not saying it could retrace all the way here. The retracement could be limited to this much. Let me tell you. It could be limited to this much. Something like that. In that case, I'll make, yeah. See, so we'll see. And this, and in each level is a checkpoint, as you know. So right now we cannot say it will crash and reverse, or it would just, so this is like a scenario and very simple layout, as you could see. Now, so the orange line is like a ceiling where we are expecting this arch is where we see the path, next path. It's following the yellow path at this moment. It could stop at here or here. I'm talking about longer term, right? And still it is good. And that would be huge. That will be huge. What? I'll let you guess, but I'll tell you. This is likely to be then huge uh, inverse head and shoulder. This is likely to be huge inverse head and shoulder like this. This is head, this is, sorry, shoulder, head, and another shoulder. That's the picture. Again, at this moment, when it is forming head, we cannot confirm. The head and shoulder is confirmed only when this arch is confirmed. And then this becomes a neckline. So in pattern recognition, there can be many pattern it can end up with. You cannot conclude that this is the pattern it's following unless it is completed. Okay, we can say that this is likely to be the inverse head and shoulder, right? Where basically head and shoulder is upside down. And that is bullish pattern where this becomes neckline and then a breakout. So if this is what the formation, if this is the shape that it's taking, that means we are expecting some retracement in month of April. And that retracement could be short, as I said, or deep, I mean shallow or deeper, right? So that is something we'll see. Okay, for now we are thinking about different scenarios. And this blue trend line is super important. for this local trend. And I say local means the ongoing trend. So what is this green line? This green line is for a mega cycle, which started from here, from 3000 level. Remember, this is the first leg down, second leg down, and this is third leg in making, right? So this third leg is likely to go up, but we cannot stamp on it. We cannot say for sure at this moment, unless we see a breakout above the orange line. That is must to have. This orange line is critical. It must break out and close above, not just spike. So this is very important. So if you have any question, you can feel free to ask me, but I think I have made it clear. So from a mega cycle point of view, this is the shape that I'm tracking. The white, this is, see, basically white path is the major segments, like this one, and this one. This is the third one going on. Okay. And then if we focus on this part, then we are talking about inverse head and shoulder indicated by this arch. Okay. And with this particular segment, I'm talking about, I'm circling. This blue line is the trend line. And this is a breakout level, which is important for even cycle, because we are saying this is the beginning, and then this is where it stands. So third segment, right? And this is the green line is the magical line, I say, basically is the line for the overall cycle. Some people say this is another cycle, fifth cycle, but I've changed my definition. I think this is continuation of fourth cycle. And this dip was caused by COVID. And this dip was, I should not say dip, but it's pretty deep. But this was caused by Fed's decision about higher interest rate. But if I put everything together, for me, this is the beginning of the wave, which is still going on, where there were two major drops, 1 and 2. That's how I see. So I'm not considering this as a new cycle, but you may consider, I mean, it's not a big deal how you define. Why I'm saying, because it's following this trend line. So it hits the trend line and then hits again. So it's like a single wave. If I hide the drawing and keep the closing price, when you draw a line from here, it seems there's single wave. That's what I'm saying. Okay, so this is weekly. I hope this is clear. We have another flavor, which is simpler, but indicating the same. Basically, this is like a range and then a breakout approaching it. So there's nothing new in this one. Okay, so now this is good. We'll quickly look at the reference data. We'll look at DXY, very important. See, DXY has touched this is perfect, isn't it? Like we want it retraced from the warning level, because if it would have gone up, warning level for BTC and crypto, so it didn't cross the warning level, which is good, means positive. Here it didn't cross the last resistance, which a point of total recovery. So it failed from this resistance. So we were accurate on this one. When it retraced and bounced, we recognize this yellow, which is a warning sign. We are again right about this one. And then we have support line, hit the support line. So we are pretty accurate in terms of number or levels. We have another flavor, which is explained in detail in past videos. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time. What we are focusing on, this huge arch, if you visualize this green and then red is a huge arch, like, you can see the curve, big one. This is the biggest pattern. Okay, when you break down this pattern, then you see that this is the midpoint, where this is left hand side and this is right hand side. What you see is this kind of a shape where it has touched this. So I'll just adjust a bit, see, little bit of adjustment. There's no fundamental change I'm making, little bit of adjustment. So either it has come to this level, so now it can start improving and bouncing and follow this path, right, which is this is a purple path, or goes down further, follow the blue path. And that is something we have to see. This is a checkpoint. And very interestingly, it has come to a support, as you see. And BTC is at a resistance, as you could see. So both are in line. So they are not following each and every day, but you can see clearly that both the charts are in line. One and these two charts are inverse, but as I explained multiple times, that you cannot compare on daily basis or even after 2 3 days. You have to see the bigger structure and see the bigger patterns and then key levels like we are tracking. Then only you will get the idea about it. Otherwise, if you might be wondering why both of them are going in the same direction. If you take a snapshot of 1 day or 2 day or 3 days, it doesn't work like that. And that's where many people go wrong. Here you can clearly see that it has at a support and BTC at resistance. That means it has to go down further and BTC has to go up further. And then it is possible that now it from somewhere from here or from here, this DXY could start going up. And that's where BTC could start going down the arch that I explained, where it would create inverse head and shoulder, means the right hand side shoulder inverse spot, right? So you see, I think this is pretty logical and everything is technical in my point of view, and it is following technical. You can see also a channel where the upper bound is with orange, lower bound with a white line. So you may say that this price is moving within this channel, right? So you can visualize from different point of view. This is good enough. Let's look at dominance. Dominance is pretty good, but you look at the beauty. So this BTC has been dominating, no doubt about it, but it is not able to cross the resistance. So you see there are multiple trial. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 trial, major trials, and each time it failed to break above. That means this is really a threshold. I'm not saying this is done deal. It has to break up below this orange line, which is 51%, roughly speaking. If it can break below this, then the altcoins will thrive. So it is possible that it can create a pattern where it will follow this red path. You see, down, up, and down. If it follows, then during this phase, the altcoins could really get boost where it can outperform BTC. For this segment, remember, BTC in a long run outperform most of the coin. However, there are segments or duration people call all season and all. You can say anything, but there are different basically time, few weeks, few days, or maybe couple of months where all outperform BTC. So this kind of dominance chart will help you understand the cycle of altcoin with respect to BTC. Right. So it is likely to follow this red, but we'll see. I mean, if it closes above, then it's a very dangerous sign for altcoin, to be honest. Of course, not all of them, because some of the altcoin is outperforming BTC irrespective of this. So we know that which one are there, and we have them in our list, which is good thing. Okay, so this is Bitcoin dominance, very easy to understand. Let's now start with our altcoin list, alphabetical order. This is awesome. Like, look at the path. I mean, there's no confusion, there is no ambiguity, I believe, because this is following. So this is clear. I don't have to explain. BSV is again, it dipped, but then survived. You see, it dipped, but got a support. You can clearly see that. You see the dot. Oh, this is perfect technical move. Now it is looking for upper side. Amazing. Doge is trying to break up. Remember, it has followed this path. So this job is done, right? And it is breaking out. This is at a breakout level. I'll give you R2. So this is bottom formation I talked about earlier. So it has formed a bottom. Now it is a breakout time. Ethereum, it has broken above this R5 and broken above this channel, looking for all-time high. Do I need to give resistance? I don't need to, because you know that it's going for all-time high. So consider all-time high as a resistance, which is like 4,500, 4,800 range. FET has gone crazy. What can I say? R4. I can give you R4, but let me tell you, better I talk about weakness when it is weakening, because I'll give you R4, R5, and you will think that that's the final thing. No, a final thing probably is when I'll indicate the weakness. So if I'm not saying this is weakened, it is good. So I would say I'll give R4. I don't mind, as I said, but it's futile. It's useless to me. So I would rather focus on the weakness and update on weekly basis that, hey, if there is any weakness during the week, I'll update. So rather I'll give you R2, R3, R4. I would rather call out weakness as and when it happens. That means it's like our health. Like if you're not sick, if you don't see the sign of sickness, right, illness, you are healthy. It's like that. So you don't worry about health unless you see the symptoms. So something like that I would like to do, if you allow, because it's simpler. So this, like what I said for Doge, I'll say the same for the Filecoin. You see the bottom formation, this orange box, it has reached to R2, means it's going for the higher level. So it's breaking above. So this is a new trend that we're talking about. Some coins made new all-time high like FET. Some coins are making or starting new trend. Try to understand. Okay. So it's not that you missed FET. There are some coins which are, starting. Similarly, FTM, so there is no new story or new narration. I mean, different narration, the same thing. It is following the green path, it's going up. INJ consolidating as indicating the white box indicate the consolidation period. I think it should break out next week or so because it's now edging. I mean, it's consolidating on a higher side. So we are looking for another breakout from INJ. CAS has retest support one. To be honest, I have seen just now. I didn't see. But this is perfect. This is perfect, isn't it? And this is technical hitting R1, hitting S1. So and then bouncing, that means it's heading for R2. Very simple. Link is retested R3. You can clearly see again a technical move heading up, consolidating. So looking for R5. Matic, very similar to what I said for Dogecoin. This is an arch it is making, approaching R1, next is R2. Very simple. It is following this path. So doing as per expected. The dip didn't go below S1, which is good. This is RNDR, one of the heroes, made new all-time high. Do I have to tell anything? This is like FET. So whatever I said for FET, it is for RNDR. I'm not doing any shortcut, but I'm telling you there is no reason. Arun is breaking out R4. Where it is heading? It is heading for 12 plus. Amazing. SOL. SOL is heading for R8. It's consolidating and eventually it should go for all-time high, which is amazing. TIA is also breaking out, which is amazing. Look at this. It is breaking out and hit the, let me show you. It has hit the support line. Perfect. So it is heading for R4 and then basically it's a new high we're talking about, and then it should go up. So I hope this will help you. Thanks everyone. We'll be in touch. Ask me if you have any question. Thank you.